Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast here, and this is my reaction video to the 4-3 loss away to Spartak Moscow tonight. I'm trying not to be angry with that result because I'm very mindful of where we are and where we've come from, but it's quite hard to, isn't it? It's one of these games that I think the Spartak were there for the taking, but to be honest, let's face it, we weren't very good tonight. Spartak by far had the better of the possession. They had by far more chances. They put McGregor under pressure a lot more than we put their keeper under pressure, and they had, you know, the better of the play, and we just weren't up for the races tonight. And it was a great game for the neutral, absolutely, but we're not neutral, so I don't really care for them. But it was a shocking display from both defences, to be honest, tonight. But more so ours, because we were in that advantage position for a good point of the game, and maybe quite fortunate, to be honest, because as I said, we weren't very good. I don't think we created very little again. The defence was so stagnant. They just backed off all the time. Certainly the worst defensive display we've seen from this team, and I said it on the tweet during the game. Over the last 5 or so games, our defence has been shocking. It's been really abysmal. Been getting beat for crosses. We're getting, you know, long balls punted up front, which we can't deal with. It's really not good enough. And one of the things that I said in the tweet as well, that I think that is down to some players that are stick-ons, the likes of Goldson. He's had too many mistakes now. I know that the fourth goal for Spartak was maybe a wee bit fortunate, it came off his boot, but certainly the second goal for Spartak was clearly down to Goldson. You know, it was really poor defending. Certainly the game started off bright enough, and we went 1-0 up after 5 minutes with an OG. It's a great corner floated into the middle of the box and off the head of the Spartak defender and into the back of the net. It went 1 each though on the 22nd minute, where Spartak had the ball out on the right hand side. They cut the ball back like 3 times, put in a great cross into the back post, with the Spartak man had drifted away from Candeas, and he headed it into the back of the net from within the 6-yard box. Shocking that the attacker was allowed to have so many cutbacks. I think it was Flanagan, and just sold them a dummy basically. But it was really poor defending from Candeas, letting his man drift off him like that. So he did make amends though on the 26th minute, where Flanagan put a brilliant long ball up from the halfway line on the left hand side, right to Candeas, near the edge of the box in the middle. He was miles onside, which initially you might have thought he was offside. Absolutely lovely control of the ball, a turn and then a shot into the back of the net. Really well taken goal. And then in the 34th minute, we then conceded once again, and that was the Goldson OG. It was a break down the middle, a simple ball out to the right, a really poor cross from on the deck from the Spartak player. I think he was offside, or the player he was trying to pass to, he looked in an offside position, but none of the commentators seem to have picked that up. Goldson sticks out his right leg when it was clearly a left-footed clearance he should have done, and it kind of hit off the outside and into the back of the net. Really poor defending once again, but we did restore the lead with Middleton on the 40th minute. It was a long ball played from the halfway line on the right, cleared by the defence right into the path of Morelos. It was a poor touch from Morelos, and the ball got away from him, but it goes right to the left side of the box, right into the path of Middleton, who was unmarked, and he puts it into the back of the net. Brilliant from the youngster there. We did have the ball in the back of the net for a 4th time, and it was a brilliant counter-attack. It was a lovely cross from Candeas on the right to the left to find Morelos, but he was ruled offside after he had put the ball in the net. Never in a million years was he offside, and once again an official, a linesman very close to where the play's taking place on that near side, gets an offside decision completely wrong again, and that might have made the big difference to the game. You know, going 4-2 up at half time might have you know, galvanised the team a wee bit more. But another shocking decision, but we're going to live with it, I suppose. Into the second half, we just never got going at all. It was a really, really poor performance, especially in defence. We were all over the shop. We couldn't get forward. Spartak had, again, most of the play. They had all the possession, and we just couldn't get ourselves going. I think up until the last minute, where we hit the post, we only had one clear-cut shot, or one good chance into the Spartak goal, and that got put out for a corner, which was pathetic, to be honest. They drew level on the 57th minute, where it was a quick break from Spartak, goes to the right of the box, cross on the deck, back heel flick, making McGregor pull off a great save, flicks the ball into the path of the Spartak attacker, who heads it into the back of net. Ball given away cheaply in the first place by I think that it was Flanagan. So really not his best night, and all the good play was coming down his side. So once again, it's showing he's not that sided player, and I think it's been pointed out that he doesn't play off that foot. So what's the point of putting him there? It's not his natural position. I can't fathom how we lost the ball, because they were still showing replays of the goal. We had kicked off the ball, we had somehow managed to lose possession of the ball, and 69 seconds later, Spartak had the ball in the back of the net for the fourth time. I just can't fathom that, to be honest. It was a speculative shot, hit off the boot of Goldson, who really should have closed the attacker down a lot sooner, but it hit off his foot, and maybe a bit of fortune. Can't really blame Goldson, I suppose, for that one, but flicked up and into the back of the net. Just really, really poor. As I said, I'm loath to be angry because of where we've come from and where we are just now. It's still a team that's learning, but by God, what needs to happen for Gerrard to make a sub there and then when it needs to happen? Once again, we've gone from a manager who religiously brung on a sub at 60th minute regardless of how we're playing, to a manager who doesn't bring on a sub until at least the 80th minute regardless of how we're playing. After the fourth goal went in, the team just stopped playing. I don't know if we were fucked, or we just gave up the ghost, or they had I don't know, or they just went totally deflated, but it was clear that something needed to change, and he never done it until the 81st minute, which is pointless. I really don't understand that. And that's the frustrating thing, is Spartak were there for the taking. If we had just closed up defence a wee bit when we needed to, and even if we had just, tried a wee bit harder, hit them on the break, got the ball forward a wee bit more, their defence was as pish as ours. So if you just peppered the goal with shots, then, something might have happened. It might have went in, you might have got a fluke like they did with their fourth goal, or what. But no, just team were devoid of anything. And I know we've played a hell of a lot of games, but at the same time, they were there for the taking. And this is a defensive performance especially that is not good enough to be a Rangers player. And it's maybe players, as I said, being too comfy. Goldson's a stick-on, Tavernier's a stick-on. Flanagan seems to be a stick-on now when it's not his natural position. And they seem to be chopping and changing Katic, who played another bad game today. But you kind of loath to make him the scapegoat, because he has been getting chopped and changed in and out the team. So I don't know. It's one of these things. The other game ended in a draw as well, which would have benefited us greatly. But it's left the league wide open, with all four teams can still qualify here. But Villarreal on 6, Spartak and us are on 5, Rapid Vienna are on 4. I mean, Spartak were on 2 points at the start of this game, and so it just goes to show you that it can turn on a dime. And you know what? If we don't get through, we don't get through. But when we've been playing that well in Europe, and to lose like this, really disappointing. But we need to take it on the chin. I think lessons really need to be learned about this. We go into Sunday's game now, and it's hopefully the players kind of realise that you can't just turn up for games, and you need to really play, and you really need to work as a unit. But we'll go again. So Dave and I were meant to be doing a podcast tonight, but Dave's got other commitments, so we should have a podcast out, not after the game on Sunday, but on Tuesday night I think we're recording. So I'll be back with another post-match pod after that game on Sunday. So if you like what we're doing, as ever, check out our main pages at Facebook and Twitter, as well as our website, where you can find all the links and details about our podcasts, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com. So thanks for listening, and bye.